days around.
Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today, we will be giving you our instant reactions on Croatia's miracle of a win against Brazil to fire them through to the World Cup semifinals for the second consecutive World Cup as Brazil crash out yet again in the quarterfinals and to a European team for the second consecutive time in a World Cup. In the 2018 World Cup, it was Belgium who sent them home in the quarterfinals, but it was all about Croatia today. And let's move into the timeline of the match, starting off in the 105th plus first minute. It took over 100 minutes for one team to score their first goal, and it was Neymar who drew level with Pele's Brazil scoring record. It's a brilliant goal by Neymar and a brilliant team goal by Brazil. Neymar hands it off to Paqueta, who he gets it back from. He rounds Livakovic and scores and fires it into the roof of the net. And Brazil had the lead just before the break in extra time. And it's a brilliant team move by Brazil. Quick passing, 1-2 with Paqueta. And Brazil take the lead, and it's looking hopeful for them that they can win this match up until the 117th minute when Bruno Pekovic equalized for Croatia. It was Mislav Orsic down the left side who put in a deep cross to Pekovic, who shot with his left foot, and it took a little defection off Marquinhos to carry it through past Alisson into the Brazilian net. And it was 1-0. That's how extra time ended. So that means a penalty shootout will decide it all. It started with Nikola Vlasic, who fires it straight down the middle of the net to give Croatia the lead in the shootout. The next penalty, Rodrigo steps up to take it for Brazil, and it's a brilliant save to Livakovic as he dives to his left-hand side. The next penalty, taken by Maier, and he scores and holds his nerve. And again, it's a curling strike right down the middle. The next penalty was by Casemiro for Brazil, who got their first penalty of the night put in the back of the net. And he finds the bottom left corner to give Brazil their first goal in the penalty shootout. The next penalty was taken by Luka Modric, who stepped up with composure and right-footed, striked it into the bottom left corner. A really composed penalty from him, the Ballon d'Or winner. The next penalty was taken by Pedro for Brazil, and he puts it away, sends Livakovic the wrong way. The next penalty for Croatia was taken by Orsic, who puts the ball into the bottom left corner and gives Croatia a 4-2 lead in the shootout. The next penalty is taken by Marquinhos, which is a do-or-die penalty. The experienced center back has to score if Brazil want to stay in the World Cup. He sends Livakovic the wrong way, but he hits the bottom left post, and Brazil, the favorites to win the World Cup, are out, and Croatia are through to the semifinals after they had a very cagey defense in regulation time, which held strong up until Neymar scored. And then they equalized from Pekovic and held strong to convert all their penalties in the penalty shootout to win this match and go through to the FIFA World Cup semi-finals. It was almost like a defensive masterclass today from Croatia in regulation time. First half, second half, they kept Brazil quiet. Not necessarily quiet, but they held strong at the back. Guardiola, Lovren, Sosa and Juranovic were all very good today. Livakovic, of course, was also great, saving the one penalty, which made Croatia go through. Livakovic in regulation time was also pretty good, too. Their attack was kind of quiet, Pasalic and Kramaric being pretty quiet, but Pekovic, who came on, did well, and Orsic also did well, as they both came on. Both of them, one of them, Orsic did come on in the 114th minute, which is a couple minutes right before he got the assist for Pekovic's goal. Pekovic, who came on in the 72nd minute, but great defensive show by Croatia, and especially in extra time, good attacking play by them. in regulation time, Perisic throughout the entire match was definitely the most influential of their strikers. Not the best, apparently. Well, not strikers, but forwards. Not the best, but he was definitely the most influential and most involved in the game. Perisic did do pretty well today. Midfield, Modric was great, Brozovic was great, and Kovacic was great. Brozovic did squander one important chance that he could have converted in regulation time, but he skied it. But other than that, Brozovic was good, as so for Modric and Kovacic. Modric, who they needed to somewhat construct the goal, he triggered the goal. He triggered Petkovic's goal, which forced the game into a penalty shootout. But he also converted his penalty, which ended up being crucial in the penalty shootout. So Modric and Croatia are through to the semifinals once again. And I believe this is only the third time they've ever been in the semifinals. And two of those times were this World Cup and World Cup 2018, last World Cup. So that's brilliant for Croatia. It's somewhat their golden generation. Since the 2018 World Cup, they've gone out with the old, come in with the new. Of course, you got players like Modric, Perisic, Lovren, some players that were there at the 2018 World Cup. Of course, Brozovic too. Kramaric, I believe, was also there. But they've got some somewhat newer players like Pasalic. They've got Gvardiol, who's actually a lot more newer. They got Sosa. They got Kramaric, who was there at 2018 World Cup, but did not play as he was overshadowed by Mandzukic. They also have Juranovic at right back, and of course Livakovic in goal, which is huge for them. He had a very good cup in the Euro. He had a very good Euro 2020. And now he's also had a very good FIFA World Cup 2022 so far. So good squad from Croatia, an improvement since 2018. So they've gotten a lot of new players, but they've also had some of their older, more experienced players as well. Of course, also they got Orsic, who was on the bench today, Meyer, Petkovic, who are also somewhat newer, not old. They also had Vida on the bench, who was a big player in their 2018 World Cup, who did score one of their goals, which led up to the final. I believe in the quarterfinals against Russia it was. But Croatia so far have had a brilliant run this World Cup, and Argentina cannot underestimate them in the semifinal they play against them. So it will be crucial that for Croatia and Argentina to make sure that they put away their chances if they're not going to get many chances like Croatia. If Croatia defended like they defended today, like they do against Argentina, Argentina are going to have a hard time trying to break through it, and Argentina are going to have to take their chances. But for Croatia, if they defend like this, that will be good for them, and they must take their chances as well, as if they are on the back foot a lot of the time, they won't get many chances like that too. But that is it for our instant reactions on Croatia's miracle of a win to knock out Brazil, the World Cup favorites this year. But make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment down below your thoughts on this match, and until next time, come on you Spurs!